So I've previously mentioned that I bought this Essence ST2 card. Okay, this is about £210, so it's pretty expensive for something that when you've already got one built in. The reviews have been quite positive about it, saying it's quite good. It is, I believe, 2016 model, so it's fairly dated, and I'm not sure how long you'll be able to get them for. But the main reason I bought this is because of this Coax port on the bottom here. Right, you can see in the picture this one here. So it's an SPDIF coax. I specifically wanted that because my audio interface has got SPDIF in. So I have this sort of longer term plan to connect this to my audio interface using its various outputs, because it's actually got 4 RCA pairs on it, and it's got a 6.3mm line in. So it seems like it's an ideal to go with my PreSonus 1810C, which has got 3 sort of analog inputs and has got the SPDIF in. So what I can actually do with this is put 4 separate channels into it, which I can then take up into Studio One, mess around with them, and then output them back out to either the audio interface or to my stream or my recordings. You can already accomplish a lot of this using Voicemeeter and using the loopbacks and various other bits and pieces. But I've got a bigger plan which to do with that, which I'm going to cover in a future video. So we'll take a look. We'll take a look at the card in the box. It's got this. This has got a nice little flap on the front. Yeah, there we go. And then you can actually see the card inside. If I put it in front of the camera, you can at least. There you go. And look, you can see a reflection of my ring light there as well. I'll get it open. Probably cut a bit of this. Yeah, right. So getting it out. I'll just try and show you from a few different angles. So the back plate, which is probably the most important piece, is so we've got the SPDIF here, the RCAs at this end, and that is a headphone out and a line in, which are both 6.3mm or 1/4 inch. Okay, in this accessory box that comes with it, CD. If that's for people who have CD drives in their computer, apparently they exist. This little thing. Now, I don't think this is a universal thing. I think it's specific to this card. But that coax SPDIF can be turned into an optical SPDIF using this little thing. It's made of plastic, which probably means if it breaks, that's that. But if that's, if that would be useful to you, I mean, part of the reason I've got this card is because it's got the coax one, or the main reason actually. Motherboards tend to have the optical one, the Toslink one. My audio interface has a Toslink port, but it's not an SPDIF one. It's an ADAT one, and they're not compatible. If you need that, it's quite good actually. That it comes with a few cables that convert things over. So, for example, you've got an RCA to the normal headphone or to the normal 3.5mm jack there. So if you want to use it as like a conventional sound card, it basically converts it for you. It's obviously designed for something more serious than that. You got one of these to change a 3.5 into a 6.3. This cable is needed in a second. Now, remember I said it had 4 sets of RCA outputs. It has a separate little card. And this cable just joins the 2 together. As you can see, it's got lots of, and they're all different colors, but they're so you can set up 5.1 on that. But as far as I understand, you could also set it up with 7.1. So hence you've got 6 channels on that, plus the regular stereo on the others. So that's your 8 channels. But as far as I understand, and I do hope this is the case, you will be able to use these as pairs as well. If it's not the case, it doesn't matter, because that's really why I bought it. But it will be more flexible if I can. Back on the main card, I forgot to mention the top here, there's what appears to be the normal HD audio connector. So you could connect your ports on the front of your case to this. So it uses this as its sound card, not the one on the motherboard. And then right here we've got a power connector. But you don't see that much anymore. I think all that used to be on hard drives, but now it's now they use the SATA one. You don't really see much that has that type of port anymore, Molex. All right, so before installing it, that's basically about it. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to install it, and then it's not going to work, and then I'm going to mess around with it, and then I might finally get it to work. And if you're seeing this at all, it's because I did get it to work. Because if I don't get it to work, I'm not gonna bother publishing this video, unless it's for some comedy effect or something. Anyway, wish me luck. Okay, so it didn't go well. As you can see, I've changed my top. That's because it's been about a week. I did, however, get it working. My issue came up that I didn't actually have a Molex cable for my PSU. I went up in the loft, found the bag full of all the modular cables, and there wasn't a Molex one. I ordered this little thing. How do you describe this? The way it looks, functional, probably. That only came this morning. So what this is a starter to Molex. As you see Molex on that end, so I can just connect it to one of the spare heads on one of the cables that's already in there. Anyway, I mentioned the problem I was having to somebody on my Discord, and he said that, well, surely every PSU has at least one Molex, and he was right. I actually did have one. It was just I was already using it for the fans inside the case. Fortunately, it had 4 heads on it, and I was only using 3 of the heads, so I was able to actually connect it up. I had to make a bit of a mess of the wires, and I've got a photo of that which I'll throw up. So as you can probably see, that the ribbon between the daughter board and the main sound card kind of looks a bit naff, and it sort of all coils up and sort of gets in by the graphics card fan. So it's not ideal. I could have put the boards the other way around, but I was really trying to improve the airflow. You can also see there's this connector on the top there, which is for the front panel, and you can see where one of my fan headers is coming off that Molex cable there as well. So it looks a bit of a mess. I'm not particularly happy with that. So what I'm thinking of doing is I put the front panel back on the motherboard header instead of on the new sound card. Some of the Amazon reviews said that people were having trouble using their onboard graphics with this sound card. However, I didn't find that problem. The onboard sound seems to work perfectly fine, and so does that. So I'll probably put that back onto the motherboard. The motherboard's got a reasonably decent sound card built in. It will just look at that a little bit tidier. I'll use this cable I was just talking about for some of the fans. That'll mean I can tidy up that cable. And as for the daughter board, well, it doesn't work quite in the way I was hoping. So I'm probably going to take that out. I won't actually need it unless, of course, the card needs it to work, which I'm hoping it doesn't. So if I take that out, it'll look a bit tidier. If I bring the software up, it's kind of small on the screen. You can select whether you want 2, 4, 6 or 8 channels. If you select 8 channels, it'll use all 6 on the daughter board and the 2 RCA. You can select the setup. You can switch to the headphones. That's headphone jack on the back of the card. And you can see there the front panel headphones and speakers are all connected, so you can actually select those as well. But I put that on 48 hertz. It defaulted to 96, I believe, but I put it on 48. And if you click this little SPDIF here, it will just send a copy to the SPDIF out, and you can sort of set it up with Dolby Digital 7.1 and stuff like that. I probably won't be using that. On the mixer, you can see the records in. You have got the front panel as well. I mean, there's a few bits and bobs in here, but none of it is particularly what I'm interested in. As I said, I'm mainly using it for that SPDIF out. I was hoping to be able to separately send sound out of all 4 pairs of RCAs, but that's not possible. I'll just bring the Windows sound settings up and go in the sound control panel a second. What we'll see on here, you've got all these devices. There's the SPDIF there, and you've just got the speakers, which is the RCA out. I use the little RCA to headphone jack in the back of the system, and then I've run the cable from that, a normal 3.5mm, to the pair of 6.3mm into my audio interface. And it sounds good. It sounds really good. I mean, the audio interface is pretty solid, but it sounds good on both the SPDIF and on the RCA. It sounds as good as just sending it over the output. And if I pop back on here, so now the way I've got it configured, I can send something to the SPDIF here. I can send it out there, and both will go to my 2 physical ports on my audio interface, and then separately I can send to these 6, but that's entirely digital. That just goes over USB. Now surely you think, oh well, that's better, surely. However, these, when they go out, you can't see them in any DAW. So in Audition you can't see them, in Studio One you can't see them, which is kind of annoying. But what I will be able to do now is pick them up on those 2 hardware ones that I was talking about earlier. As I said, I was hoping that I'd have the use of the 6 channels, so I would have 4 RCA pairs and the SPDIF, which I could send different tracks to. So then I could mix on my audio interface or pull it into Studio One, but that's not going to work. Potentially, it is possible to do it by using it with Voicemeeter. It is in fact possible to do this in Voicemeeter. Now there are 3 different ways to do it, which would depend on your circumstances and what equipment you've got, what you're trying to achieve. However, I'm not going to go into them now. I'll do 3 separate videos on those different methods, but I will give you a quick hint on the easiest method. Now here we have this normal mode, and it's on all of the channels. And I just want you to take a look. You can see my microphone is on here. It's just on the left of channel 2, and you can see it again here. Now if I click this through to composite mode, you'll see now my mic has now moved on to channel 7 of 8. So Voicemeeter allows you to mix any of the inputted channels to create your own 7.1 mix. And to do that, in here you simply look at this patch composite section, and you can see number 7 is channel 2 left. Channel 2 left is there. And then I've actually got channel 2 right on there. Now if I switch this into mono, it'll put it over there, and you should see it's now on both, because I've now switched that input to have a signal on both monitors. And there's also this pre and post fade thing here. If I because it's pre, if I've switched it to pre, it ignores the slider and any of this other stuff, and just takes the signal that it got directly into it. So it's not ignored that it's been downmixed to mono, and it's just put it back onto the left side. That's that. I'll go into more detail on that in the follow-up video, but that might be enough for you to work it out for yourself. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions or comments on this, just leave them in the comment section below. You could also join my Discord if you want. All of these videos I'm doing are me basically scratching my own itch. I'm working my way through it, trying to work out things for myself. I've never claimed to be an audio expert, and so if you're sort of in a similar boat, maybe I can help. Thanks for watching, and take care for now.